What's up, everybody? Happy Thursday. Hope all you're having a great day so far today. I freaking knew it. I knew once Cujo saw Nina with Wiley, she was going to come over there and start barking. I knew it, just like Old Yeller. You come by Old Yeller's porch, Old Yeller start that barking and growling. I knew it. I knew it. But here's what I'm going to need Carly to do for me. If you going to keep rolling up on Nina, I'm gonna need for Carly to nuck if you buck. I'm gonna need her to throw some hands or something, like throw a left or right or something. Like you need to swing, cause all this rolling up on Nina every 5 minutes just to spout off venom is getting old. Like, woman, hit her. Honestly, the more Carly confronts Nina every time she sees her, especially around other people, she's making Nina look more sympathetic. That's exactly what she's doing. She's making her look more sympathetic to people. People are going to start to take pity on her. You know what I mean? Like, Carly's playing this all wrong. All you had to do from the get go, all Carly had to do was fight, knock her the hell down or something. I'm telling you, Carly not gonna be satisfied till she gets some type of justice, something. She's not gonna be satisfied with it. Um, but she was just spouting off all type of foolishness, like accusing Nina of stalking Wiley and harassing Willow. I'm like, are you insane? Like, I'm just watching. Like, this woman is nuts. I was just watching. Like, Carly is just losing it. Like, y'all live in the same town. She's bound to run into members of your family, and like it or not, Wiley is also her family. And I was so mad when I saw Willow explaining to Carly why she didn't pull Wiley away from Nina. No. That's what we're not gonna do. That's what we're not gonna do. At the end of the day, Wiley is Willow and Michael's child. Carly has no say. She gonna sit there and tell Nina, oh, next time you run into Wiley, walk the other way. I was like, oh, hell no. I might, Nina may still be on my bad side right now, but if I was Nina, I wouldn't take that from her. I wouldn't, because one thing you're not gonna do is tell me where to go, who I can interact with. You not. I'm grown. You ain't about to tell me all of that. You're not gonna do it. Nope. Nina need to stop taking this, cause listen, they could be mad at her all they want to, but she's still a grown ass woman at the end of the day. Like, you're not about to tell her where she can walk and who she can interact with. We're not doing that. Um. So of course, Nina bumps into Sunny. So she's trying to tell him, like, she's trying to stay away from his family, and he wondering what the hell she talking about. So she breaks down him what happened, running into Wiley and Willow and then Carly and stuff like that. And of course, Carly pops up. Carly pops up like Michael Myers himself popped up. Um, Getting into it with Nina again. So of course, Sonny had to get in the middle of his women because they battling. Sonny basically was defending Nina. Like, he was defending her, and Carly was not here for that shit. Carly was shocked that he was coming to her defense. I'm like, see, Carly, she need to learn how to start playing chess and not checkers, because this is what I'm talking about. Now she's starting to get a glimpse of Mike. She's starting to get a glimpse of what happened in Nixon Falls between the two of them. Like, it's not clear to her yet, but judging by tomorrow's episode, she gonna want some answers from Sonny about why he's defending this chick. I'm like, listen, Carly need to be careful what she asks for. Be careful what you ask for, because you just might get that wish. You do not want him to tell you the whole truth now, do you? About how they was out there having dates and kissing and God knows what else was about to go down before all this came out. You don't want to know all of that now. Even though I think she should know. She should, because he tried to guilt the hell out of her about her and Jason. So it's only right that all his tea gets spilled too. I'm just saying, fear is fear. So anyway, moving on from that, it like Sasha might be having some type of complication, maybe. She's ready for this baby to come out. Like, she is so ready. I've seen that a million times with family members. of mine who have given birth and stuff, and they just once they go into labor, like they water break, they're just waiting and waiting and wait. It's a waiting game because you could be in labor for hours. You know what I mean? Hours in labor. So it's a waiting game. Sometimes it could be quick, sometimes it could be not so quick, depending on the baby. Like, them babies, man, they get used to being in that womb and they ain't ready to be evicted yet. Um, and it look like this kid, ain't ready yet. But it might be a problem because she ready for the kid to come out. But they started taking a stroll. Liz suggested she walk around, the hospital to kind of speed up the process a little bit. But then she got hit with another contraction. And it seems like those contractions are coming and coming and coming and coming. So Liz, of course, was concerned about that. So it might not be looking too good. But I'm just glad she in the hospital and not on the side of a ditch, on the side of a road or something like that. How they usually be having people give birth on this show, like all in streets and craziness. So thank God she having a hospital birth. So after Brando's talk with Sonny about becoming a father and stuff like that, he suggested to Sasha that the middle child middle name of the child should be Mike to kind of honor Sonny and Mike because they've been so good to him and stuff. I thought that was nice. That was a nice gesture. I wonder what the first name gonna be though. That's what I'm concerned about. Like, don't get that child no crazy first name. Because I'm still not sold on the name that they gave Michael's son. I'm still not sold on Wiley. I like the original name, Jonah. I like that one better. I still like that name. Wiley just, I'm I'm still trying to wrap my head around that name. Like even when I say it, it just don't sound right. I like Jonah better. That name suited me a little bit better. But I'm getting used to Wiley. Don't worry, I'm getting used to the name. Trying to, at the very least. Um, so yeah, hopefully this birth, goes smoothly for her. Hopefully there's no complications. So anyway, speaking of Brando, his mama was running around the hospital causing all type of mischief. She had, you know what? Gladys had enough. She was like, "Listen, I don't even care about these demands anymore, making demands of Brooklyn and stuff like that." She was like, "You know what? Let me just tell Valentine the truth." Because while she was in there with Valentine, BLQ was calling them, and she told Valentine, "Don't answer that phone," because she was like, "BLQ ain't gonna do nothing but continuously lie to you, so you might as well, listen to what I'm about to tell you." Um, I mean, it's about time for some of this to come out because there was no way in the world Gladys was gonna get a controlling interest in deception. There was no way in the world. Lucy was never going to give her any shares. Even if BLQ or Maxie came to Lucy with the idea, there's no way in the world. So her getting that was not going to happen. That wasn't even a possibility. Um, it was so funny watching BLQ though run around the hospital like a chicken with her head cut off, trying to find Valentine and Gladys. Well, trying to find Gladys. And Austin was sitting there taking notes. Like he was sitting there taking note of it. Her running around looking for Gladys and stuff like that. Um, So Maxie pretty much lashed out at Austin, telling him to mind his business and to back off, and that BLQ was her friend. And I'm like, Maxie, you need to slow your roll. At the end of the day, I think Maxie lashing out at him is her being stressed out about the fact that her plan is blowing up in her face. Because it is. And she knew Austin wasn't going to let this go. Like, he was going to continue to wage war against BLQ and keep asking questions and stuff like that. So I think she just broke down and lashed out. But at the end of the day, Maxie need to be careful about who she lash out at because you might need him one day for a favor. You never know what may come up. Um, but she just needs to come to the realization her plan is backfiring rapidly. So of course, BLQ goes into Valentine's room. Valentine came to the realization that Bailey is not his child. And he was pissed. Like you could see tears forming up in his face. You could see him, be emotional. But then his face kind of changed, and you see that rage coming over him. It was like what they call the I think the 3 stages of grief or something like that, or 5 stages, whatever. But you could see him being angry. Like that rage was filling up. Because if it was just him in this situation, like he said, he could handle it. But the fact that his daughter got comfortable with Bailey, she bonded with that kid. You know what I mean? And now he has to find a way to tell her that's not your sister after all. I think it's time for BLQ to just tell him the whole truth, not just the fact that, oh, you're not the dad. No, tell him the truth that not only is he not the father, but you're not the mother. It's time that he knows the entire story. I feel like Valentine probably would have went with it had they told him from the get-go. Because there's no way he would want that child anywhere near Peter. So I'm pretty sure he would have kept up the ruse. But I think it's time to tell him the whole story. Because Valentine, when he's angry, that's not the kind of person that you really want to piss off. For your own good, you don't want to piss him off. I'm just saying, you might want to tread lightly on that one. So anyway, moving on from that, all hell continuously continues to break loose in Greece on Cassadine Island. I agree with Britt. She basically told Obrecht, listen, when we get the chance, any little opportunity we get to take Peter out, we need to take that opportunity. And Obrecht agreed. Now, mind you, Obrecht agreed to this until shit got real, because Jason was all chained up and stuff trying to get his restraints off, his chains off. Peter was waiting for the guard to call him with confirmation that Jason is dead before they all take off. But of course, Jason got the better of the guard. So he came up there, shot another guard or whatever, had a gun on Peter. So Peter ends up, getting a gun on Britt because Drew came up and pointed his gun at Jason. Like, everybody got guns on everybody. I was like, damn, it's like a Mexican standoff. Drew and Jason end up fighting. Jason done got the better of Drew ass. I'm like, ain't you a Navy SEAL? How Jason get you? I was like, yo, Drew and Jason fight scene was hilarious though. I was begging Obrecht to shoot Peter. See, this is what I'm talking about. Britt told Obrecht, if we get an opportunity to take Peter out, we have to take it. This was Obrecht's opportunity, but I also understand why she didn't do it, because she wasn't about to risk her daughter's life to take Peter out. So she had no choice but to drop the gun. So while Jason and Drew were fighting, Peter got the girls out of there so they could try to escape through the passages on a boat. Jason ended up using the tarot card on Drew to make sure he was out of the trance. Jason was not about to give Drew that gun until he knew for a fact that he was really Drew. He was no longer under control. So once he knew that Drew was Drew, he gave him that gun. I don't blame Jason for being cautious. I would have did the same shit. But this is getting good though. This Cassadine Island mess is good, but I'm ready for it to be over at the same time. Like, we need to move this along. Peter just keeps slipping through the cracks. Like, he's a cat. I feel like the new villains on this show, not even new, but I feel like they need to bring Cassandra back, because I don't believe that she's dead. They never found her body. Peter and then Jerry Jackson need to come back. You know what I mean? Like, all three of them would definitely raise hell. I think it'll be dope. But I actually enjoyed this episode, though. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I will see you all later. Have a great night. Peace.